Hello, today I've got a very special interview for you. He's a very good friend of mine and the filmmaker for the Notting Hill Gate DVDs. Let's go and meet him.
Hello. Oh, Tom. How are you?
Mick, really good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Hi. So, how have you been?
Oh, good. Thank you.
Thank you so much for stepping out from behind the camera today to speak to us.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure.
Great. So, obviously, I know you very well, but those guys won't. So, could you please introduce yourself to the camera?
Yeah, well, my name is Miguel Amortegui. I'm a filmmaker and I come from Colombia.
Brilliant. So, my first question to you today, Miguel, is why filmmaking? What got you into this career?
Why filmmaking? I think when I was a little boy, maybe 12 years old, I used to love to go to the cinema. And every time that I watch a film, I imagine myself as a part of the film. And for me, it was magical to see how in an hour and 20 minutes, 90 minutes, you can step out of your life, your normal life, and step in something else, in an adventure.
Yeah.
It could be Stay with the Dragon or an action film, and for me it was magical that. So since I was very little, I was fascinated by it.
And you wanted to do that yourself. You wanted to be a part of that world.
Yes, completely.
Brilliant.
And created more than anything.
Yeah, absolutely. So, did you have to do any special training before you could start making films?
Yes, definitely. I was an apprentice for many years. My father is a photographer, so I help him in the shoots, carry the tripod, change lenses, set the light, make sure that the models and the actors were okay, and I learned how to communicate with the crew, which is one of the most difficult and important things in filmmaking.
Yeah. So you mentioned quite a few things there that are important for a great shot. So obviously at the moment we've got the camera set up nicely, light and things. But what makes the perfect shot? What elements do you need to get right?
Well, so many.
Yeah.
So many. One of the most difficult elements to get right is the light.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can control the light, especially in a country like England, when it changes all the time.
Sure.
Sometimes it's very sunny, sometimes it's very dark. So you have to have a constant set of light coming in. For example, the light that we have right now, even though it's a window there and it seems natural, it's actually artificial. If I do this, you see? I can't see anything. The light goes off. Let's turn the light again. Much better now. That's one of the things.
Yeah.
The other one would be sound. Sometimes you have one or two people operating the sound behind the cameras, and you have to make sure the boom, which is the microphone, doesn't come into the frame.
Like it's doing right
Go
now.
up.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's another one.
Yeah.
The tripod, the camera operator has to make sure we have the right angle all the time. Otherwise, sometimes can collapse. Much better.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things that you have to
Sure.
be involved and be very careful.
What, in basic terms, is the whole process of making a film?
Making a film is creating a story.
Yeah.
So the most important thing that you have to have is a story. Now, when you're gonna make a film and you write a story, you make sure that you write about something that you know. Once the story is written and it's there, then you have to plan a storyboard. A storyboard is a series of drawings that you make sure go with the story, and those drawings are gonna explain the camera how many angles does it take to make one shot.
So where the camera is positioned and what it's looking at any time.
Exactly. The angles, the shots, if it's a close-up, if it's a wide angle, how many people is there, how the camera is gonna move. All of these things are very important.
Yeah.
And a storyboard will help you so much with that.
Sure. Then, after you've got your storyboard, you've got all your nice shots planned out, then do you move on to making the actual film?
Well, no.
Recording?
You need something very important.
What do you need?
Actors.
Oh, of course! Why could I think of that?
So, then you have to do rehearsals.
Yes.
To bring people that you think will be able to represent the character that you wrote. After that, you can have your set of actors, and then you can start filming.
Okay. What happens when you've got that final shot in place, everything's ready on the camera? How do you turn that into a film?
When we have all the footage, we go to the editing suite, which is hours and hours of very, very hard work. Hard work that nobody really sees.
So editing, what is that? So you're on the computer.
Yes.
And you've got your footage.
And for example, I have my character coming out of the shadows because he's escaping from a monster.
Okay.
And when the character is looking through the window, then suddenly we cut there, and then we find footage of the monster.
Yeah.
And we put it right there. So when the character comes out, the monster first, and everybody jumps out of the chair.
So actually, it's not just what you film, but how you put it together is so important for how the audience react to the film. Exactly.
Yes.
So that's a process that not many people might realise.
It's very important that you keep the attention and the concentration of the audience.
Absolutely.
So they have to be at the end of the chair all the time watching what's happening.
Awesome. But obviously, I mean, nothing can compare to how amazing the Notting Hill Gate DVDs are. I mean, that must be the best project for you, really, right?
It is. It's a very fantastic project because it's not rehearsed.
No.
All the children are very natural, and they all the time have a big input in what is happening on the film.
Yeah.
So it's very pure.
Yeah.
I would say organic in a way.
Yeah, sure. It just happens naturally. It's nice.
Yeah.
And okay, so this particular project that we're working on at the moment, what has been your favourite aspect of that? Or what's your favourite thing that you've done for this job at the moment?
Well, in this year's DVD, we have something very interesting that we didn't have in the other ones, and it's aerial shots.
Oh, sure, those really big shots from high up in the sky, yeah?
Yes.
How do you do that?
Well,
obviously you can't lift the camera up into the air, can you?
No, that would be impossible.
Yeah.
We have new technology, which we film in very high resolution on small drones.
Drone? What's a drone?
Yeah, it's like a little helicopter with a camera.
Oh, okay.
But it has 4 propellers.
Oh, wow.
And you can set it up to fly different distance and heights, and to move really fast. So the shots are incredible.
Wow.
It's like if you were filming from a helicopter.
Oh, awesome. The drone sounds really cool. So, how did you use the drone this year?
Oh, this year was fantastic because we have a story in that Grandpa Phil's brother is flying a plane and he is trying to land the plane on a field full of sheep. But to do that, he needs to scare them first, go back, and land the plane.
Oh, okay.
So we decided to send the drone, because otherwise it will be very difficult to hire a plane and do all of this.
And expensive.
And very expensive. Very, very expensive. So we decided to send the drone into a field and scare all the animals. They were running all over the place, and then we decided to come back and land.
And you did all of that with a drone?
Yes.
That's really clever.
Yes, we did it all with the drone. And he's actually not flying the plane. We animated a plane and we filmed the backdrop as the sky and the mountains, so we can overexpose the image into that.
So, what would you say is your favourite part of this job? What makes you really get out of bed in the morning to want to make films?
I think my favorite part of this job is that you don't know what's going to happen.
Sure.
And that is fantastic.
Yeah.
You go to sleep in the night, put your batteries to charge, everything is ready, and in the morning you leave. Sometimes you have to travel to different countries, sometimes it's around the corner. You meet so many people all the time, work with a different variety of characters, moods, and it's just so interesting to work with humans in this kind of level.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very creative as well.
So really, you know, people watching this might think, I want to do that. That sounds awesome. How can I get into this, Miguel? What would you advise me to do?
Well, it's very easy right now, actually. It's much easier than when I started. Right now, the only thing that you have to do is grab your friends, bring them together, write a story with them, and film even with your own telephone.
Yeah.
There are amazing films that have been done with mobile phones.
Yeah.
With a little camera. Everything is digital. You don't have to buy film. You don't have to... It's all done. Use natural light outside. Shoot outside. And you can get a lot of different softwares which are free for editing as well in your computer. And that's it. Just bring it together. Put the music and have fun. The most important thing is have fun.
Yeah.
All the time.
And then that will show on the video.
Yes.
And then you can upload it to the internet. You can share it with your friends. And then maybe someone will notice your films.
Exactly.
And
you get better.
Yeah, exactly.
You get better.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Great. Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for talking to us, Miguel. It's really good to see you again.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Take care.
Now get back behind that camera. We need to film some other stuff.